Okay, so we're here with this black Rx8 today. Guy commented on one of our videos, I believe, and then contacted Huntington about it. Basically, the engine is flooded right now. It will try to start, but it doesn't want to start. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to deflood it, and it's got a bad coolant seal failure from what I can make out, from what I'm seeing from the exhaust. I'm seeing white puffs of smoke while we're trying to crank it. So we're going to try and jump it off and see if that'll give it the kick that it needs to start. And then we're going to see if we can't resolve this in a cheaper manner. It's not the right way to do it. I would not recommend to do this unless it was like a dire situation and you absolutely had to. But bottom line is the engine's not going to get any worse than it already is. So why not try what you can do to see if we can make this work? We're going to use this K-seal stuff in this. Again, as I said earlier, I do not recommend using this if you plan on rebuilding the engine. Just have the engine rebuilt. But in this case, it's going to be used to get this car going for now. So how long will it last? I've seen it last for years. I've seen it last a couple months. I've seen it last a few days. So there's no guarantee that this is going to solve all your problems, but it can help. So basically, a coolant seal failure happens whenever the engine is overheated. It's like a head gasket on a rotary engine. Basically what happens is whenever it overheats, the housing will expand further and it'll actually cause a small breakage inside the rubber seal. So that's what's going on with this.
So we did end up going a little bit over halfway on the temperature gauge, so we're going to let it cool down a little bit before we continue to lift the engine idle in an effort to allow the K-seal to spread its way all around the engine and do its job. So we're going to let it cool down for a few minutes and start right back up and continue. Come on. Ooh. Yeah. All right, let's go see the exhaust. That's much better. Much, much, much better. Hit it. Ooh.
I'm thinking the combustion pressure getting into the cooling system is what's causing it to not seal properly. So maybe our best bet is to let it sit for 20-30 minutes, and then we'll see if when we fire it back up if it'll still overheat and do, you know, like it is. Because right now we've got the K-seal flowing through the cooling system, and so we really just need the engine to start leaking coolant into the combustion chamber again, and then that K-seal will build up where that seal is and where that leak is.
Prolator
Purolator.
Purolator. Classic. This is the classic one that's important. We're cycling the coolant, and we got to hold the gas pedal down when we crank it, right?
Yep, to keep it from flooding itself.
Ready. No bubbles. No bubbles. It's sat for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna try again. That was nice and quick. How's the temp gauge?
It's good for right now.
There we go. Any break in the coolant seal would cause bubbles here, and since we're not seeing any, we're kind of confident. However, we're still kind of concerned that if you floor the gas, take it up to 4,000, 5,000 RPMs, that seal might break again. So right now we're letting it run real easy. We didn't catch it earlier, but when we cut the engine off, there was a little bit of a burp from it. It didn't escape, but we're still getting a coolant level rising, and it's in relation with the combustion cycle. So that means that there's still a gap in the cooling system somewhere. It is getting better, so we're just continuing the process and hoping that it gets better enough that it will seal itself.
So upon referring to the instructions on the K-Seal bottle, it instructs you to not have any pressure in the system and let the car warm up. We tried that, it didn't work, so I made an executive decision to put the cap back on the system, let the car warm up and let the system pressurize, and then shut the car off and see if the pressure in the system won't push the coolant through the broken jacket, and then hopefully that will help it seal. Now, we're trying to pay attention to this hose here because this is what's going to indicate to us whether it's overpressurizing the system. If it never overpressurizes the system, then we'll leave it like it is and call it done. This again to let whatever else is left in the coolant system to kind of build up on that seal so that it'll help make a better seal.
This is what we were hoping to not see. So we just shut it off. We're gonna try and let it do its thing again. Spent about maybe 45 minutes replacing the starter motor on this one, so that should have given the K-Seal enough time to do its job. It has been turned on for a little bit, the fan's already kicked in, and we're not seeing any puking, so I think this is going to be satisfactory, but we won't know until we actually put it under load and see if it commits suicide at that point.